Sister-in-law ordered lobster and expensive wine. I said, separate checks. My husband's sister Brooke has been pulling this for years. Every family dinner, every outing, every holiday meal at a restaurant, she orders the most expensive thing on the menu and then acts confused when the bill comes. She never reaches for it. She never offers to split. She just sits there sipping whatever top shelf drink she ordered and waits for someone else to pay. Usually that someone is me and my husband. We've been married 5 years. In those 5 years, I've personally covered Brooke's meals at least 30 times. I stopped counting after the steakhouse in March where she ordered a $78 Wagyu appetizer, 2 cocktails, and a full entree, then said she forgot her wallet. My husband always says the same thing. It's easier to just pay than to start a fight. And I used to agree. I used to smile and hand over my card because I didn't want to be the difficult one. I didn't want to be the sister-in-law who made things awkward. That changed on my birthday. My husband planned a dinner at this really nice Italian place downtown. He invited his parents, his brother Will, Will's wife, and Brooke. 8 people total. My husband told everyone ahead of time that he was covering dinner for me as my birthday gift. He said, I'm getting the bill for me and Ellie. Everyone else just handles their own. Simple, clear. Brooke showed up 20 minutes late in a new outfit with a new bag. She sat down, didn't say happy birthday, and immediately opened the menu. The waiter came. I ordered pasta. My husband got the chicken. His parents split a fish plate. Will and his wife kept it simple. Then Brooke ordered, I'll start with the lobster bisque, then the whole lobster, market price. She looked at the wine list. And a bottle of the 2018 Brunello. The waiter paused. That's $210 for the bottle. That's fine. She didn't flinch. My mother-in-law looked at my husband. He looked at me. I said nothing. The food came. Brooke picked apart her lobster like she was performing surgery, drank 3 glasses of that wine, and spent most of the dinner on her phone. She didn't ask me a single question, didn't acknowledge it was my birthday. At one point, she said, this lobster is fine, but not as good as the one I had in Miami. Cool. When the bill came, the waiter set it in the middle of the table. My husband reached for it to separate out our portion. Brooke grabbed it first. She glanced at the total and slid it across the table to me. Happy birthday, she said with a smile. You can treat yourself by treating all of us. The bill was $1,140. Brooke's food and wine alone was over $380. I looked at the bill. I looked at her. I looked at my husband. Then I flagged the waiter. Can we get separate checks, please? Brooke's smile disappeared. What? Separate checks. One for me and my husband, one for everyone else. You're joking. I'm not. The waiter looked uncomfortable but nodded and walked away. Brooke turned to my husband. Are you really going to let her do this? On her birthday? My husband said, I told everyone before dinner to handle their own tab. I didn't think you were serious. I was serious. I don't have $380. She said it like it was my problem. Like ordering $380 worth of food she couldn't pay for was somehow something I was supposed to anticipate and fix. My mother-in-law stepped in. Brooke, just pay for what you ordered. I can't afford that right now. I thought someone was covering dinner. Your brother said he was covering himself and Ellie. Nobody told you to order a $210 bottle of wine. Brooke's face went red. She looked around the table for someone to rescue her. Will stared at his plate. His wife suddenly found her napkin very interesting. My father-in-law pulled out his card. I'll cover it this time. No, I said. Everyone looked at me. Every single dinner, someone covers for her. That's why she keeps doing it. She ordered $380 of food she can't pay for at my birthday dinner and didn't even say happy birthday. My father-in-law slowly put his card back. Brooke stood up. This is humiliating. You humiliated yourself. Nobody told you to order lobster and a $210 bottle of wine when you can't afford it. I can't believe you're doing this to me. You slid me an $1,140 bill on my birthday and told me to treat myself. What exactly did you think was going to happen? She grabbed her bag and walked to the front. I watched through the window as she stood outside on her phone for 10 minutes. Then she came back in, paid her bill with a card she apparently had the whole time, and left without saying a word. Dinner was quiet after that. My mother-in-law squeezed my hand under the table and said, someone should have done that a long time ago. She had the money the entire time. She just never planned on using it. My husband's a CEO. When our 3-year-old called his assistant mommy. At dinner, he laughed. Then I handed him the envelope. I met Danny when I was 24. He was working out of a rented office with 2 employees and a dream. I believed in him. I took out $40,000 from my savings, money my late grandmother left me, and put it directly into his company. No paperwork, no contract, just trust. He said we were a team. He said everything he built was ours. I handled the books, the hiring, the client calls while he did the big meetings. For 3 years, I worked beside him for free. No salary, no title, just his wife helping out. When the company hit 7 figures, Danny hired a real team. He told me I could finally relax, stay home, be a mom. Our daughter Lily was born, and I threw myself into raising her. I thought we were happy. Danny started working late, then weekends, then business trips that lasted 4 or 5 days. I didn't question it because I trusted him. His assistant Brooke started answering his phone when I called. She'd say he was in meetings. She'd say he was busy. She'd say she'd pass along the message. He never called back. When I brought Lily to the office one afternoon to surprise him, Brooke was sitting at his desk eating lunch with him. Lily ran right past me and climbed into Brooke's lap. Mommy, she said. Brooke smiled and kissed her forehead like it was normal. Danny saw my face and shrugged. She spends time here. She gets confused. Kids say stuff. I stood there holding the bag of food I'd brought him and something broke inside me. I started paying attention. Lily had clothes at the office I didn't buy, a toothbrush, a car seat in Brooke's car. Danny had been bringing her to the office 3 days a week, telling me he was taking her to daycare. He was handing our daughter to another woman and letting her play house. When I confronted him, he got annoyed. You're overreacting. Brooke is good with her. She helps out. You should be thanking her. His mother called me the next day and told me to stop being difficult. She said Brooke was a lovely girl and it takes a village. She said Danny works hard and I should be grateful he has support. I asked her if she knew Brooke was letting my daughter call her mommy. She laughed. It's cute. Don't make it weird. 2 weeks later, Danny's company hosted a charity dinner. His parents were there. His brother and wife, business partners, investors. Brooke was there too, sitting at our table like she belonged. Danny didn't even introduce me to half the people. He introduced Brooke as his right hand. She handled the conversations. She shook hands. She touched his arm twice. When someone asked about Lily, Brooke answered before I could open my mouth. She's doing great. Just started saying full sentences. So proud of her. Danny's mother winked at Brooke from across the table. His father nodded at her like she was family. I was sitting right there. The mother, the wife, the woman who built the first 3 years of that company with her bare hands. And nobody looked at me. Danny leaned over during dessert and whispered, "Can you try to be more social? You're embarrassing me." I smiled. I reached into my bag. I pulled out a large envelope and placed it right in front of his plate. Open it, I said. He rolled his eyes but opened it. His face dropped. Inside was a forensic audit of the company's early financials, my $40,000 investment, every hour I worked, every client I brought in, every deposit I made into his account, all put together by a forensic accountant I hired 6 weeks ago. Underneath that was a letter from my attorney. Because my money went in before our marriage and was never paid back or converted to shared property, I had a legal claim to founding equity, not stock options, not a payout, equity, real ownership. I watched Danny read it 3 times. His mother leaned over. What is that? Danny didn't answer. Brooke reached for it. I pulled it back. This isn't for you, I said. The table went dead quiet. Danny's brother asked what was going on. I said nothing is going on. I just want what's mine. Danny tried to laugh. This is crazy. You weren't even an employee. I looked at him. You're right. I wasn't an employee. I was the investor. I was the one who worked 3 years without a paycheck so you could afford a real team. And I'm the woman who's not going to sit here smiling while you replace me at your own dinner table. I stood up. Brooke's face was white. Danny grabbed my arm. Sit down. We'll talk about this at home. I pulled my arm free. We'll talk about it through my attorney. I turned to his mother. Still think it's cute? She didn't say a word. I picked up my bag and walked out. Danny texted me at midnight. You're going to destroy everything we built. I wrote back one line. No, I built it. You just put your name on it.